our progress report says we are at stage 3, paragraph page 182. Okay,
Yes.
and our last headword was university, newer type of lesson. Okay, so
Okay.
let's start with our revision. Ready? Okay, here we
Okay.
go. First question. What's the opposite of the word quick? What's the opposite of the word quick? The opposite
The
of the word
opposite of
quick
the
is
word
slow.
quick is slow.
Slow.
It's slow.
Very good. Do you speak Japanese slower than you speak English? Do you speak Japanese slower than you speak English? No, I don't
No,
speak
I don't
Japanese
speak
slower
Japanese
than I speak
slower than I
English.
speak
I
English.
speak it quicker
I speak
than
it
I
quicker
speak
than I
English.
speak English.
Do people walk quicker in hot weather than in cold? Do people walk quicker in hot weather than in cold? No, people
No,
don't walk
people
quicker
don't walk
in hot
quicker
weather
in hot
than in
weather
cold.
than in
They
cold.
walk slower.
They walk slower.
Right? Do we say every student is good or every students are good? Do we say every student is good or every students are good? We say
We
every
say
student is
every
good.
student is good
Why? Why? Because every is
because
singular.
every is singular.
Is every town in the world beautiful? Is every town in the world beautiful? No, not every
No,
town
not
in the
every
world
town
is
in the world
beautiful.
is
Some
beautiful.
are beautiful
Some are
and some
beautiful
are
and
ugly.
some are ugly.
Do you come here every day of the week? Do you come here every day of the week? No, I don't
No,
come
I
here
don't
every
come
day
here
of the
every
week.
day of the
I
week.
only come here
I only come here
5 times
uh,
a week.
uh, 5 times a week.
Very good. Do you go to bed at the same time every night? Do you go to bed at the same time every night? No, I don't
No,
go to
I
bed
don't
at
go
the
to
same
bed
time
at the
every
same
night.
time
I
every
go
night.
to bed at
I go to
different
bed
times.
at different times.
Very good. Does everybody in the world have enough food to eat? Does everybody in the world have enough food to eat? No, not
No,
everybody
not
in the world
everybody in the
has enough
world
food to
has
eat.
enough food to eat.
Very good. Is everything in your room the same color? Is everything in your room the same color? No, not everything
Not
in my room
everything in
is the
my
same
room is
color.
the same color.
Some things are
Some
red
things are red
and some things are
and some
blue,
things are blue,
green, etc.
green, etc.
Very good. Does it snow everywhere in the world? Does it snow everywhere in the world? No, it
No,
doesn't
it
snow
doesn't
everywhere in
snow
the world.
everywhere in the
In
world.
some places,
In
it
some
does.
places, it does,
And in some
and in
places,
some
it
places, it
doesn't.
doesn't.
Very good. Is it raining outside now? Is it raining outside now? Yes or no?
No,
It
it
isn't
is
raining outside
raining
now.
outside now.
Do you like walking in the rain? Do you like walking in the rain? Yes or no?
No, I
I
don't like
walk
walking
in
in
the rain.
rain.
Very good. When it rains, what do we cover our heads with? When it rains, what do we cover our heads with? When it rains,
When
we cover our
it
heads
rains, we cover our
with a
head
hat or an
with a
umbrella.
hat or an umbrella.
Very good. Does Thursday always follow Wednesday? Does Thursday always follow Wednesday? Yes.
Yes,
Thursday always
Thursday
follows
always
Wednesdays.
follows Wednesdays.
Is Christmas always on the 25th of December? Is Christmas always on the 25th of December? Yes. Christmas
Yes,
is always
Christmas is
on the
always
25th
on the
of December.
25th of December.
Very good. Must we always open our mouths when we want to eat? Must we always open our mouths when we want to eat? Yes, we must
Yes,
always
we
open
must
our
always
mouths
open our
when we
mouths
want to eat.
when we want to eat.
Greg, do you always reply to letters you receive? Do you always reply to letters you receive? Yes or no?
No,
I don't
I
always
don't
reply
always
to
reply
letters I
to
receive.
letters I receive.
Is the weather nicer today than yesterday? Is the weather nicer today than yesterday? Yes or no?
Yes,
The weather's
the
nicer
weather is
today
nice today
than yesterday.
than yesterday.
Which is the nicest part of your town? Which is the nicest part of your town?
Uh, uh,
Downtown is the
Downtown
nicest
is
part
the nice part
of my town.
of my town.
Are you always nice to other people? Are you always nice to other people? Yes or no?
No,
I'm
I'm
not
not
always nice to
always
other
nice
people.
to other people.
To other people.
To other people.
Very good. What's the past tense of I am, you are, he is, she is, it is, we are, you are, and they are? What's the past tense of I am, you are, he is, she is, it is, we are, you are, and they are? The past tense of
The past
I
tense of
am, you
I
are,
am, you
he
are,
is, she
he is,
is, it
he
is,
is, it is,
we are, you are,
you are,
and they are,
and they
I
are,
was,
I was, you were,
you were, he
he
was,
was,
she
she
was, it
was,
was,
it was,
we were,
we were,
you were, and
you
they
were,
were.
and they were.
Very good. Was I here 2 weeks ago? Was I here 2 weeks ago? Yes, you were
Yes,
here two
you were
weeks ago.
here 2 weeks ago.
Were you here 2 weeks ago? Were you here 2 weeks ago? Yes, I was
Yes,
here
I was
two
here
weeks
two
ago.
weeks ago.
Very good. Were you at where were you at this time yesterday? Where were you at this time yesterday? I was
I was, I was,
at work
I was at work
at this time yesterday.
at this time yesterday.
Very good. Were we in this room last week? Were we in this room last week? Yes, we were in
Yes,
this
we
room
were in
last
this
week.
room last week.
Very good. Were they here 2 lessons ago? Were they here 2 lessons ago? Yes, they were
Yes,
here
they
two
were
lessons
here
ago.
2 lessons ago.
Very good. What's the difference between a road and a street? What's the difference between a road and a street? The difference between
The
a
difference
road
between
and a
a
street
road and a
is that
street
a road
is that
is
a road
generally
is
in the country
generally in the
and
country
connects two
and
towns,
connects to towns,
whereas a street
whereas a
is
street
in a town
is in the
and
town
generally
and
shops in it,
generally taxi
has shops in it.
has shops in it.
Do you live in a road or a street? Do you live in a road or a street? I live
I live in a street.
in a street. Very good. Okay, next. What's this? What's this? It's a line.
It's a rhyme.
Are there a lot of lines on an old person's face? Are there a lot of lines on an old person's face? Yes, there are
Yes,
a lot of
there are
lines
a lot of
on an
lines
old person's
on
face.
an old person's
Very
face.
good. Is this a crooked line? Is this a crooked line? No, it isn't
No,
a
it
crooked line.
isn't a crooked
It's a
line.
straight line.
It's a straight line.
Very good. Is the road between New York and California straight? Is the road between New York and California straight? No. The road
No,
between
the
New
road
York
between
and
New York
California
and
isn't
California
straight.
isn't
It's
straight.
crooked.
It's crooked.
Very good. After drinking a bottle of whiskey, can people walk in a straight line? After drinking a bottle of whiskey, can people walk in a straight line? No. After
No,
drinking
after
a
the
bottle of
drinking
whiskey,
about the
a
whiskey,
bottle of whiskey,
a bottle of whiskey,
people can't walk
people
in a
can't walk
straight
in
line.
the straight
They walk
line.
in a crooked
They
line.
walk in the crooked line.
Right? Is ABC Street crooked? Is ABC Street crooked? No.
No,
ABC Street
ABC
isn't
Street
crooked.
isn't crooked.
It's straight.
It's straight.
Right? Does the sun always shine? Does the sun always shine? No. The sun
No,
doesn't
the
always
sun
shine.
doesn't always shine.
Sometimes it shines,
Sometimes it
and
shines,
sometimes the
and
sky
sometimes
is
the
covered
sky
with
is
clouds.
covered with cloud.
Is it always hot in France? Is it always hot in France? No, it isn't
No,
always
it isn't
hot in
always
France.
hot in France.
Sometimes it's hot,
Sometimes it's
and
hot,
sometimes
and
it's cold.
sometimes it's cold.
Is Easter always in March? Is Easter always in March? No, Easter
No,
isn't
it's
always in March.
isn't in
What?
March.
No, Easter isn't always
No, Easter isn't always
in
in
March.
March.
Sometimes it's in
Sometimes
March,
it's in
and
March,
sometimes
and
it's in
sometimes
April.
it's in April.
Right? Do you always get up at the same time every morning? Do you always get up at the same time every morning? No, I
No,
don't
I
always get
don't
up
always
at the
get
same
up at
time
the
every
same
morning.
time every morning.
Sometimes I get up early,
Sometimes I get up
and
early,
sometimes
and
I get up
sometimes I
late.
get up late.
Right? Does the government of your country make the laws of the country? Does the government of your country make the laws of the country? Yes, the government
Yes,
of
the
my
government
country
of my
makes the
country
laws of the
makes the
country.
laws of the country.
Very good. On which side of your body is your heart? On which side of your body is your heart? My heart
My
is on the
heart
left
is
side
on left side
of my body.
of my body.
Very good. What's the difference between the words quick and quickly? What's the difference between the words quick and quickly? The difference between
The
the
difference
words
between
quick and
the words
quickly
quick and
is
quickly
that quick
is that
is an
quick
adjective,
quick
is
is an
an
adjective,
adjective, whereas
and
quickly
whereas
is
quickly
an adverb.
is an adverb.
Very good. Give me an example of the difference. Give me an example of the difference, please. He is a quick writer.
He is a quick
He
writer.
writes quickly.
He writes quickly.
Do you speak English quickly? Do you speak English quickly? No, I don't
No,
speak
I don't
English
speak
quickly,
English
but
quickly,
I speak it
but I speak
quickly
it
enough.
quickly enough.
Where do people generally walk slowly when the weather is cold? Do people generally walk slowly when the weather is cold? No,
No,
people don't
people
generally
don't
walk slowly
generally walk
when
slowly.
the weather is
When
cold.
the weather is
They
cold,
walk
they
quickly.
walk quickly.
Can you text as quickly as you can speak? Can you text as quickly as you can speak? No, I can't
No,
text
I can't
as
text
quickly as I can speak.
quickly as I can speak.
I text more slowly
I text more
than I
slowly
speak.
than I speak.
Very good. What's the opposite of deep? What's the opposite of deep? The opposite
The
of deep
opposite
is
of deep
shallow.
is shallow.
Very good. Is the river Thames deeper than the Mediterranean Sea? Is the river Thames deeper than the Mediterranean Sea? No, the river
No,
Thames
the river
isn't
Thames
deeper
isn't
than the
deeper
Mediterranean
than the
Sea.
Mediterranean Sea.
It's shallower than
It's shallower
the
than
Mediterranean
the
Sea.
Mediterranean Sea.
Where do people study subjects deeply at university? Do people study subjects deeply at university? Yes, people
Yes,
study
the
subjects
people study subjects
deeply at
deeply
university.
at the university.
Very good. Okay, so that's the end of our revision. Let's have new word. Okay, repeat. Smoke,
Smoke,
cigarette,
cigarette,
ash,
ash,
ashtray.
ashtray.
Very good. Okay, listen. Smoke is a verb. For example, I don't smoke. Cigarette is a noun. For example, my brother smokes 2 cigarettes a day. Ash and ashtray are also nouns. When we smoke, cigarettes make ash. We put the ash in an ashtray. Okay, let's practice. Do you smoke? Do you smoke? Yes or no?
No, I don't smoke.
Which person in your family smokes the most? Which person in your family smoke the most? There's or nobody.
Uh, my mother
My
the
mother
most
is the person
is a person
in my family
in
who
my
smokes the
family
most.
with smokes
The most.
the
Very good.
most.
How many cigarettes does she smoke a day? How many cigarettes does she smoke a day? She smokes
She smokes uh, 2 cigarettes
a
in
day.
a
Two
day.
cigarettes a day. When people smoke, where do they put the ash? When people smoke, where do they put the ash? When people smoke,
When people
they put
smoke,
the
they
ash
put the
in
ash
an ashtray.
in an ashtray.
Very good. Next, repeat. Wait.
Wait.
Very good. Wait. Okay, listen. Wait is a verb. For example, if you arrive too early at the station, you must wait for the train. If you arrive at the school 10 minutes too early, you must wait 10 minutes for the lesson to begin. Okay, let's practice. If you arrive too early at the station, what must you do? If you arrive too early at the station, what must you do? If I arrive
If I
too
arrive
early at the
too
station,
early at the
I must
station,
wait for the
I
train.
must wait for the train.
Do you like waiting? Do you like waiting? No, I don't
No,
like
I
waiting.
don't like
I
waiting.
dislike waiting.
I dislike waiting.
If you arrive here at the school 10 minutes too early, how long must you wait for the lesson to begin? If you arrive here at the school 10 minutes too early, how long must you wait for the lesson to begin? If I arrive
If
here
I
at
arrive
the school
here at the
10
school
minutes too
and 10
early,
minutes too
I must
early,
wait
I
10
must
minutes
wait
for
10
the lesson
minutes
to begin.
for the lesson to begin.
Wait, is it pleasant to wait for somebody in the rain? Is it pleasant to wait for somebody in the rain? No, it isn't
No, it
pleasant
isn't
to wait
pleasant
for somebody
to wait for
in the
somebody
rain.
in the
It's
rain.
unpleasant.
It's unpleasant.
Very good. Next repeat. Ever.
Ever,
Never.
never.
Very good. Okay, listen. Ever and never are adverbs. The word ever is positive and is generally used in questions, whilst the word never is negative. Okay, so let's practice. What's the difference between the words ever and never? What's the difference between the words ever and never? The difference between
Difference
the
between
words
ever,
ever
the
and
word
never
ever and
is
never
that the word
is that
ever
the
is
word
positive
ever is positive
and is generally
and is
used
generally
in
used
questions,
in questions,
whilst the word never
whereas the word
is
never
negative.
is a negative.
Does it ever snow in the south of Italy in summer? Does it ever snow in the south of Italy in summer? No, it never
No, it
snows in the
never
south
snow
of
in the
Italy
south of
in
Italy
summer.
in summer.
Do you ever come here on Sunday? Do you ever come here on Sunday? No, I never
No,
come
I
here
don't never come
on
here on
Sunday.
Sunday.
Does the sun ever shine during the night? Does the sun ever shine during the night? No, the sun
No,
never
the,
shines
the sun never shine
during the night.
during night.
Is Christmas ever on the 21st of December? Is Christmas ever on the 21st of December? No, Christmas
No,
is never
Christmas is
on the
never
21st
on the
of December.
21st of December.
It's always on the
It's
25th
always on
of
the
December.
25th of December.
Very good. Next, repeat square,
Square,
circle.
circle.
Very good. Okay. Square and circle are nouns. For example, this is a square. This is a circle. Okay, let's practice. What's this? What's this? It's a square.
It's square.
It's a square.
It's a square.
Very good. What's this? What's this? It's a circle.
It's a circle.
Very good. Next, repeat square,
Square.
round.
Round.
Very good. Okay, listen. Square and round are adjectives. Okay, so there are adjectives. The square, the shape of the square is square, but the shape of the circle is round. Okay, so the shape of the square is square, the shape of circle is round. Okay, so let's practice. Is the face of my watch square? Is the face of my watch square? No, the face of
No,
your
the
watch
face of your
isn't
watch
square.
isn't square.
It's round.
It's a round.
Very good. How many pictures are there round these walls? How many pictures are there round these walls? There are two
There
pictures
are two pictures
round those walls.
round those walls.
Does she walk round the classroom during the lesson? Does she walk round the classroom during the lesson? No, she
No,
doesn't walk
she
round the
doesn't walk
classroom
round the
during
classroom
the lesson.
during the
She
lesson.
sits on her
She
chair.
sits on her chair.
Very good. Next, repeat shake,
Shake.
nod.
God.
No, one more. Nod.
Nod.
Very good. Okay, listen. Shake is the verb. It means to move something quickly. For example, I am shaking my pen. I don't always shake hands with my friends every time I see them. We shake our heads when we say no, and we nod our heads when we say yes. Okay, let's practice. What am I doing? What am I doing? You're shaking your
You are
pen.
shaking your pen.
Do you always shake hands with your friends every time you see them? Do you always shake hands with your friends every time you see them? No, I don't
No,
always
I don't
shake
always
hands with my friends.
shake with my friends.
With my friends every
With my
time I
friends
see them.
every time I,
I see
I
them.
see I see them.
Very good. One more. No, I don't
No,
always
I don't
shake
always
hands with my
shake hands
friends
with my
every
friends
time I
every
see them.
time I see them.
What am I doing? What am I doing? You're nodding your head.
You are nodding your head.
Do we nod our heads when we say no? Do we nod our heads when we say no? No, we don't
No,
nod
we
our
don't nod
heads
our heads
when we say no.
when we
We
say no.
shake our
We
heads
shake our
when
heads
we say no.
when we say no.
Very good. Next repeat. Direct.
Direct,
Directly.
directory,
Method.
method.
It is cold.
It is called
Think.
think.
Very good. Okay, listen. The direct method we are using for learning English is called the Callan method. By this method, students think and speak directly in the new language without first translating. Let's practice. What do we call this method we are using for learning English? What do we call this direct method we are using for learning English? We call
We
this direct
called
method.
this correct method.
One more. We call this
We
direct
called
method
this direct
we
method
are using
We
For
are
learning
using for
English,
learning
the
English
Callan method.
the Karam method.
Very good. By this method, the students translate before speaking. By this method, the students translate before speaking? No. By
No,
this method,
by this method,
students don't translate
students don't
before speaking.
translate before
They
speaking.
think and speak
They think and speak
directly in the new
directly
language.
in the new language,
Very good. Next, repeat more or less.
more or less.
Very good. Okay, listen. More or less. Okay. Instead of saying it's about time to go home, we can say it's more or less time to go home. Another example is the countries of Europe are more or less French today. Let's practice. Is it more or less time to go to bed? Is it more or less time to go to bed? Yes or no?
Yes,
It's more or less
it's
time
more or less
to
time
go to bed.
to go to bed.
Are the countries of Europe more or less French today? Are the countries of Europe more or less French today? Yes, the countries
Yes,
of
the
Europe
countries of
are more
Europe
or less
are more or
French
less
today.
Wednesday.
Very good. Next, repeat. Then accent.
Accent.
Very good. Okay, listen. Accent is a noun. One meaning of the word accent is the way in which people pronounce words. For example, I speak English with a Filipino accent. You speak English with a Japanese accent. People in the UK speak English with a British accent. Okay, well, that's one. Another meaning of the word accent is, for example, the word tomorrow has three syllables. Tomorrow. The accent in the word tomorrow is on the second syllable. Tomorrow. Tomorrow. Second syllable. Let's practice. What kind of accent do you speak English with? What kind of accent do you speak English with? I speak English
I speak
with a
English
Japanese
with
accent.
a Japanese accent.
Where's the accent in the word excellent? Where's the accent in the word excellent? The accent
The
in the word
accent in
excellent
the word
is
excellent
on the first
is
syllable.
on the first syllable.
Very good. Okay, now let's move on to reading.
Okay,
Very good. So our reading is at stage 2, paragraph page 115. Okay, and our last head word was how long. Okay, start with head word. Cheap, expensive, Rolls Royce.
okay, how
115.
okay. We
Cheap, expensive,
see a cheap,
expensive,
expensive
Rolls Royce.
Rolls Royce.
Very good.
Uh, it, is this pen expensive? No, that pen isn't expensive. It's cheap. Is a Rolls Royce cheap? No, a Rolls Royce isn't cheap. It's expensive. Is my handkerchief expensive? No, your handkerchief isn't expensive. It's cheap. The, the fewest of these three books that had this book got the most pages? No, of, the, of these
Rose.
three books, that book hasn't got the most pages. It's got the fewest pages. Which person in your family read the fewest books? My brother is the person in my family who read the fewest books. Of these three countries, Germany, France, and Greece, has Greece got the most people? No, of those three countries, Greece got hasn't got the most people. It's got the fewest people. Building. About how many rooms are there in this building? There are about 4 rooms in this building. Is this building high? No, this building isn't high. It's low. Inside, outside, stomach. What part of the box is this? It,
It's
it's the
the.
inside of the it, it's the inside of the box.
Mhm.
What part of the box it is? It's the outside of the box. What can you see outside this window? I can see a building, etc. outside this window. Are we sitting outside in the corridor? No, we aren't sitting outside in the corridor. We are sitting inside the classroom.
Mhm.
Is there any food inside our stomach after eating? Yes, there's some food inside our stomach after eating. I
Next,
will next.
117.
Uh,
Ah,
I
and some.
up
Okay.
at some.
But we stop there for today. But very good reading, very good dictation, and a very good practice for today.